This is a skill that's very important, at least in my instruction and the style of Jiu-Jitsu that I was brought up in and I continue to propagate. North-south is a very dynamic position that you're able to attack both sides, but typically, other than a choke, okay, you have limited options on submissions until you get them turned to their side from north-south position. Once you get them turned to their side, then arm locks, Kimura, other chokes, mounting, taking the back, all those things open up to you. So it's a very important skill to turn them to their side once you're in north-south position. Okay, and how we're going to drill and how we're going to learn this technique is going to be north-south position, and a typical defense, the guy tries to create spaces by pushing on our hips with their hands. So, and he's creating pressure on my hips, trying to create space, maybe pull his legs around, here, trying to pull guard, different things like that. Okay? So when that happens, as soon as he creates space with his hands, I'm going to go ahead and pummel inside, okay? And I'm going to trap an arm. Key too, from all these positions, is to keep your weight on your opponent, okay, and not on the mat. Right now my knees and my hands are on the mat. He doesn't have to hold any weight. So on north-south, I'm keeping my weight on my opponent here, and I'll even drive my belly into the face, and on my toes I'm very mobile, okay? So let's turn this way. This is the good arm?
It's okay.
Well, which one's the bad one?
No, it is. It's
okay. So here, up on my toes, I'm just gonna pummel, leaning my body to the opposite way, bring my arm in, and bring it up as high as possible here. I'm keeping my hand flat and bringing my thumb towards the armpit, just like this, okay? As high as I can get it here. Once I'm here, I'm gonna make the fist, okay? Once I make the fist, when I drive, all my weight is gonna come over my fist, trapping my fist between his arm and his sternum and rib cage right here, creating a lot of pain, and I'm just gonna drive straight towards the legs. So, again, I'm here, I'm gonna lean, I'm gonna pummel in, make a fist, and just start driving here. Up on my toes, boom, the wrist comes right to me here. Okay, I hit my Kimura, my arm lock, whatever from that position. But the key is creating the pressure and forcing them up on their side. Okay, one more time. Here, my weight is not on the mat, it's on my opponent. I'm driving on my toes. I'm gonna pummel inside, hook it as deep as I can, thumb in the armpit, make a fist, and start to drive over it here until that wrist comes to me. Bang. Okay, I can then work my attack. Okay, let's try it. I pummel high, drive here. Okay, I get the wrist, but he knows that there's a danger of the Kimura, so he flattens back out. I'm just gonna rotate with him here. Okay, once I get to this position, I'm gonna switch my hips. Now heavy on here, and then I can finish my Kimura from side control. Does that make sense? So if they flatten out, you just roll with it. So I'm here, I pummel in, I drive down, get up, boom, I'm taking it to the mat. Here, circle. If this arm is underneath, I don't want him to buck me off, okay? So I'll get this low first, okay? Then I'll settle in on dipping my weight on this and finishing it. Does that make sense? Okay, let's try that last week, okay? And so I'm gonna do my due diligence and research it over the internet, and if I don't see anybody else doing it, I'm gonna name it after myself, okay? So you heard it here first, okay? Okay, we'll come up with something good. Okay, this is a great move, and I found, well, I'm going to show it to you first, and then I'm going to tell you kind of how I came about it. And I go north-south a lot, because I love the Kimura. But I pummel in, and I drive here. Okay, and what happens a lot sometimes is I work the Kimura or a strong guy, but what happens is this head gets left right here, okay? And so I just came here, and I just scooped it with my other arm, and then I locked the face in, and I just came right down and just worked that Monson choke. And how I came about this is sometimes when you go for that Monson choke, it's hard to trap their face without them knowing it's coming, and then they turn into you. So if I was in north-south here, and I tried to scoop the head and move this way, Arnold's gonna turn his face into me here, and then I can't get the choke, okay? You have to be a little sneakier. And there's ways of doing it when transitioning into from side control to north-south, but I think this is a cool way to go about it. It's just pummeling in here, getting our move, and I feel the head, and I just scoop it and bring it right here to my side. So now he can't straighten it, he can't turn his face into me. Then I just drop to the mat, settle back, start finishing the choke. Okay? What I'm doing with my hands is I'm keeping his face pointed to the lights. Okay? Once I settle down to the mat, my thumb stays up. I'm grabbing the base of my hand, working back until I'm right on the neck, and then I'm just squeezing everything. And my side, my lat here is pushing in on the other side, creating the choke. Okay? This is the noose, and this finishes it off. So you gotta settle back, settle back, settle back. My hips are flat to the mat. I squeeze everything and just push into it. Boom. For the finish. Okay, one more time.
And you rotate your chest into it a little bit.
Yeah, I'm pushing my lat into it. Here, boom, I pummel in, I work it up, he comes, I scoop it here, boom. Start settling back, settling back, settling back, settling back, and squeeze. And then I get my towel. Okay?